The guy said that he loves his leather bed sheets.
No, he has leather bed sheets?
And so that goes...
Oh, no.
I go, wait a minute.
Billions of years through time and space are perfected now into an ultimate achievement of American design, willpower, and can-do spirit.
That's like...
Aw, shit. We out here. Thank you for joining us. This is Salt of the Streets pre-show live stream episode 63. Ooh. Is that what we said, right?
Yeah.
63?
The mic tried to boob punch me.
Uh-oh. So here we are. Again, thank you for joining us. My name is Donovan.
I'm Colin.
And this is it. We're here. 63, like I said. It is Saturday. It's the 29th of June.
Whoop, whoop.
And today we are going to be talking a lot about the debates that happened. And we're going to use that as a vehicle for the other things that happened over the week. Because there was a little bit of news with Iran, and we're going to talk like some general gun topics, and we're going to talk about some healthcare shit, and so we're going to use that as a vehicle, like I said, to get us there.
There's so much to talk about.
Yes.
Like, we could go in any direction here. I'm really excited about it.
Yes, because for those who did not watch or did not know, Wednesday was night 1 of the Democratic presidential debates, and Thursday was night 2, and they split it up because there are so many motherfuckers out there running for Democratic presidential candidate.
So many.
Yeah, so they split it up 10 one night and 10 the second night, and you have a list there of the people. Do you want to go ahead and read that off for us?
Sure. So we're going to do this twice today. Once for the pre-show, once for regular show. We're going to see how fast I can hammer through these things. Night 1. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. Ooh. Tim Ryan is a state... Oh, shit. I'm going to have to look at my notes.
He's from
now.
Ohio.
He's an Ohio representative. We got Julian Castro, who is the former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. We got Senator from New Jersey. Yes, under the Obama administration. Cory Booker, the senator from New Jersey. Elizabeth Warren, senator of Massachusetts. Beto O'Rourke, former state Texas rep. Amy Klobuchar, Minnesota senator. Tulsi Gabbard, Hawaii representative. Jay Inslee, the governor of our fine state. Ooh. And John Delaney, who is the former representative of Maryland. He was a Maryland rep. I think the 6th district, and I might be wrong about that, but either way, he was a state rep. Night 2, my favorite, Marianne Williamson, who is an author and spiritualist, we'll just say.
She's your favorite?
Oh, just for the train wreck. Yes, she's my favorite train wreck.
She was great.
John Hickenlooper.
I didn't know who she was before.
Yeah, me neither. I had no idea. I had to do some background, and she's very interesting.
I didn't even know what she looked like.
Me neither. So we had Marianne Williamson, the author, spiritualist, John Hickenlooper, who is the former governor of Colorado, Andrew Yang, who is an entrepreneur and champion of the Freedom Dividend, Pete Buttigieg, the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, Joseph R. Biden Jr., who is the former vice president, Senator of Vermont, Bernie Sanders, Senator of California, Kamala Harris, Senator of New York, Kirsten Gillibrand, Michael Bennett, who is, as we all know, a former Seahawks player. Oh, wait, wrong Michael Bennett. Sorry.
He was the first time I heard that, I was like, what the fuck? And then they had to clarify, because he's politically active and shit. You know, like he's at least outspoken. Michael Bennett's a football player. He's at least politically outspoken. And I was like, hold the fucking phone. But it's not him. It's not the D end.
This Michael Bennett is a senator from Colorado. And then, of course, the wonderful Eric Swalwell, who is a California state representative.
Oh, Swalwell.
So that was the long version. We'll do a more compressed one, round 2, during the regular show.
Yes. Yeah, so it was,
It was 2 hours a night, roughly.
Yes.
Right? And it was, we'll just say, this was like porn for me. This is like political porn, man. Watching 10 Democrats get up on stage and fight against each other was just, I can't explain to you the level of like happiness that I had over the last 2 days from watching this.
It was definitely intriguing. There was I talked a lot, during it, of just like, I told Jay Inslee to blow me probably 30 times because I was so frustrated. Like, you're just such a fucking liar. Like, there's just so much like half truth and dishonesty that goes on, or that went on at least at these two particular Democratic debates, And I'm like, how can you even live with yourself knowing that you're providing only part of this information?
And Kamala Harris did a lot of the same thing second round.
Yes.
Which was, I can't wait to dive into. There's just so much gold here. It's going to be a great fucking show. So excited about it.
Before we continue, I obviously need you to tell me what you ate today before I got here.
Very similar to what I had last week. I had a little breakfast scramble with potatoes, cheese, eggs, some sausage, or not sausage, bacon. Cottage bacon, though, this time.
What's cottage bacon?
It's also known as European-style bacon, or technically we call center-cut bacon. And so it's just made from a different part of the pork belly. It's not quite as fatty. It tastes a little bit more like ham than anything else, but I'll show it to you before you leave.
Word.
It's wicked good.
Word.
Try it out.
Do you have to buy it from the butcher's?
Nah, you just go to the grocery store.
Oh,
There's only
I mean like from
the
fucking
the deli counter
at the
No. This is
it's there. You just gotta look for it.
Yeah, it's just like when you're looking at the bacon section. There's always like a little corner of like upscale bacon.
Oh, and it's over there.
Yeah, and they don't always have it, which is interesting, but it's pretty good. Definitely worth a try.
Excuse me. I was watching. We probably have talked about this before, but I was watching Fuck That's Delicious once, which is Action Bronson's food show on Vice, and he went to...
Is that basically where they get hella stoned and then eat good food?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And they went to like a deli in Italy, I think, and they ate this ham where the pig had only eaten acorns its whole life.
Yes, that
and then
is
it's
called...
like fucking dry aged for like 1,000,000 years.
Yeah.
And then the leg is just sitting there in the open air, and they just like slice really thin little fucking strips off and you eat it. I thought that was crazy.
I have to look that up real quick.
Yeah,
there's a particular name for that, and I think it's called... Shit, come on.
So it was weird.
But yeah, it's like a prosciutto type thing,
exactly.
Right? Stupid good.
It sounded like it probably was delicious.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about something that I read this week. I read it off of Facebook, So
it's true.
Yep. Well, it was like a meme that, or how like on Facebook you can make your own memes. That's like,
I know that's a thing. I don't know.
I've never done it either, but like you just take a background and put words on it, and it's not even necessarily a picture. It's just like a colored background. That
yeah.
So this one said. If you voted yes on I-1639, then you should stay inside on 4th of July. You can't ban freedom and then celebrate it.
I don't.
And I don't get that. I wanted to know what you thought about that, because I also had a hard time understanding the two.
So the real challenge here is trying to figure out the jump in logic to where they went, and then try to figure out at least if their mindset has any validity.
Yeah.
But on this one, I mean, I guess it's just... So this is if you voted against...
If you voted yes on I-1639. So if you voted in favor of the gun law too, which we talked about on a previous episode, on several different episodes, which had to do with, there's like a waiting period that goes in.
The requirement for the training before pistol purchases.
Right, there. And so...
I don't know. I didn't see any language in that talking about fireworks or freedom. So that's probably just somebody that's, it's the same extension that people just go, well, taxation is theft.
Right.
You vote against guns. That means you're anti-America.
And we talked about when we broke it down and put it in like a simplistic terms, this bill that was passed and is now law that goes into effect in July really has more to do. It mostly has to do with safe storage of guns.
Yeah.
And I mean, also making sure that there's training involved in people owning certain firearms in their home. You know what I'm saying? Which is something we talked about last week with Jake, which doesn't seem like a stretch to me,
No.
It doesn't seem unreasonable to me that you should have to have your firearm locked up, in a certain way. And I think it's personally for me, it's a bigger deal if you have children, but there's all kinds of adults and different people that can get to it that shouldn't have it or that will use it in a way that is not recommended. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And that's kind of that point we talked about with Jake about essentially just being a responsible gun owner.
Right.
Means you're doing all these things anyways.
Right.
You're getting yourself enough training to know what you're doing, whether that's in the older days where you could just learn from your family and friends who had all the guns, but like you still, safety and training were always stressed and they are continually stressed. And now you're just making that into legislation.
And I can understand not wanting to have to take a class or not feeling like you need to take a class, especially if you're someone who's 40, 50 years old or whatever. And you're like, I've literally been around this in my entire life. I don't understand why now that I want to go and buy another AR-15 when I already have 10, I have to, now go and take a class and I have to wait 10 days and I have to do all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I understand that, but the idea of a law is not for an individual, but is for the masses, and that's why it's applied to everybody. It's not because you are not safe. It's to keep everyone else safe. That's awesome. You should be applauded for that because you're doing an excellent job. You know what I'm saying? You've used guns correctly your entire life and nothing has ever happened, which is that's the idea. That's the whole idea. But we've seen that shit happens,
Yep.
That terrible things happen, whether on accident or on purpose. And it's for that and for those people that laws like this are put into place, and if this is unreasonable, if it's ridiculous, it will get repealed. Mm-hmm. But we talked about it. We went over the things that are true and are not true about it. It's not.
I don't think it's a conversation that if you have with an open-minded gun owner and you have
about the facts of
discussion.
The bill. The facts of the bill.
About what it actually entails, I don't think you're going to get much of any pushback except from the more extreme libertarian-minded Second Amendment people type of things. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of different ways to look at the Second Amendment, but the real gung-ho, hardcore ones, I think, look at it through much more of a libertarian mindset, whereas nobody should infringe on, the Second Amendment rights, period. No training, no nothing. If I want what I want and I can get it, then it's mine.
Yeah.
You can't say otherwise. And I don't think many people, on the whole, probably sign on to that kind of ideology. Right. It's just, it doesn't make sense, man. But,
yeah, so I thought that was interesting. So
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah. So that's all. I thought that was pretty interesting,
I follow a lot of, like, on the Twitters, I follow a lot of this weird group of younger people that are getting into the political realm. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of libertarian-minded. I don't know how to put it, but they're like young libertarians, but they also are like have conservative views along with some pretty heavy, like traditionally liberal views. Yeah. Especially on like social issues and stuff like that. And I see some really strange shit come out of there and stuff much like that. And I think that's the libertarian-minded wing of these people that just, no, government can't tell me what to do, period. Full fucking stop. I could do whatever the fuck I want. I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
So what do you have up here that you're trying to talk to me about?
So I'm going to ask you a question first, and then I'm going to go on. I'm going to tell the story about how this came to exist in my mind.
Okay.
Have you ever heard, or should I just say, what are your thoughts on leather bed sheets?
That's horrible. I don't even like the idea of a leather couch to like sleep on, let alone leather fucking. That's horrible.
Like actual sheets, not even just like a fucking duvet like cover. No, this is just
like a fitted sheet made of leather.
Yep, fitted sheets, pillows, all this stuff. Right?
That's horrible.
So I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine the other day, and he was telling me about an experience that his wife had at her work, and she works at a kind of like a religious day school. So it's like a daycare.
Like a Montessori school?
Maybe. Sure. I don't know enough about Montessori schools to know what that means. But yeah, it's like a Christian fundamental like daycare, preschool type thing. And she works there just as kind of a daycare person, takes care of kids.
It's a nice little helping hand.
But the head honcho of the school is a man who is married to another man.
Okay.
So this kind of narrows down some of like the Christian church offshoots of what that would be okay with.
Right. That's very interesting.
Very interesting. Well, she was having a conversation with her boss the other day about beds and bedding, and I think the those workers that work at that bed manufacturer that was selling the government beds for the border and shit like that.
Right.
So that just kind of like popped up, and then they somehow or other got on the topic of bed sheets and what was the good kind, and the guy said that he loves his leather bed sheets.
No, he has leather bed sheets?
And so that goes...
Oh, no.
I go, wait a minute. Leather bed sheets. What would you use leather bed sheets for? Why is this a thing?
Yeah.
And so I Googled it, which was kind of a mistake.
And it's a sex thing?
And I found this is the product box that it comes in, which for those of you who, nobody can see this, it's Extreme Sheets. And it shows the back of a naked man.
Extreme has 3 X's in it. Yes. So it's not just extreme, it's XXXtreme. You know what I'm saying?
$125 or $121 on sale right now on comaproducts.com.
I guess that doesn't seem like that much for a sheet made of leather. What?
So check out this here. The Extreme King Size Sheet is
reviews.
100% waterproof. Your Extreme sheets are specifically designed to withstand your wildest bedroom play. They can be used with all types of lubricants, including oil-based ones that can deteriorate traditional latex rubber, making way for uninhibited fun. Sleeping may be the last thing on your mind, but at the end of the night, you want to be able to get some rest. Constructed from Exo Soft rubber, Ignite's Extreme Sheets can be used for sleep as well as play. Easily wipe away any mess with a non-bleach based household surface cleaner or dish detergent.
Or dish detergent.
Or you could put them in the a standard washer and wash them on with warm water.
I have never heard
so this is
such
a thing. There's a whole set, man. You can get the whole bedroom set if you want.
Of
pillowcases, sheets, and it's all for doing the nasty. So there you go. That was...
And it wipes down clean with a non-bleach rag when you're done.
Yep.
That's the strangest thing I've ever heard.
The most disgusting thing I think I've ever heard. Unless there's some kind of weird, supple softness to them. Just envision yourself. Leather doesn't breathe
wake
very
up
well.
and just peel yourself off your own sheets. That's disgusting.
You ever sit down like in the summer on like a leather couch or something?
Yeah,
you sit there for a while, then you got to get up to go pee or something, and your skin sticks and slides off that leather. Why would anybody want that unless you're getting it for one other purpose?
You're fucking on it. That's horrible.
Messy
I'm not
too.
horrible, but that's not my idea of...
So yeah, just think about that. Let that run in your mind for a while, and appreciate that there's a product out there for everyone.
Well, I learned 2 really cool things this week. One of them semi-sexual, so we'll start with that one.
Since we're on the topic.
So I've been listening to a podcast that's called 1865 that is about, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh, it's really good.
Wondery, right?
Yes, it's really good. So, because it's like an audio drama about Abraham Lincoln's assassination, right? Mm-hmm. About the aftermath of his assassination. So I learned in this, and this is not a spoiler, so I feel comfortable sharing this with you, that Abraham Lincoln's oldest son's name was Robert Lincoln, right? And there was a period of time where he was courting or engaged with or, whatever to a woman named Lucy Hale.
Okay.
She was, at the same time that she was courting, doing whatever with Robert Lincoln, she was engaged to John Wilkes Booth.
Whoa!
Yeah. And so I'm pretty sure that is how he knew where Abraham Lincoln was going to be the night that he assassinated him was Lucy Hale.
So
Isn't that interesting as fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
unfortunate, man.
Yeah, I don't know how something like that happens. I mean, I gotta believe that John Wilkes Booth isn't telling too many people that he's plotting to kill the president,
Yeah.
But I don't know that much about the plot that laid behind the murder of the president, just that it happened, And I know that it was like a conspiracy with several people, and he just was the one that did it. But That's all that I really know about it. So I'm excited to learn more about it through this podcast, right?
And Wondery makes excellent podcasts.
Great podcast. Fantastic podcast. Yeah. I also learned this week about a pair of pistols, 1911s, right? That are made entirely out of meteorites.
Is that what I'm looking at on the computer?
Yeah.
Right there?
So these pistols, it's called the Big Bang set, right? They're made entirely out of a meteorite. And the meteorite was found fucking in Gibeon, Namibia, right? That's where it was found.
Jeez. Blood meteors.
Let me read you part of this, right?
Because there's stars on that trigger?
Yes.
That is fucking badass.
Because it's written like a sci-fi novel, right? After billions of years of travel, a meteorite hurtled to Earth in Gibeon, Namibia during Earth's prehistoric times. Unknown to Western civilization until the early 1800s, pieces were used by the ancient Nama people in the construction of tools and weapons. In 2015, its destiny not yet fulfilled, the hands of Cabot Gun's master craftsman wrapped around a 77-pound piece of unshapen material, and so began a transformation. We too, like the men of yore, saw in it the potential to shape earthly perfection from materials of the cosmos.
That's a line, man.
Yes. So, destined to be different, Cabot's innovative design and manufacturing team tackled a project that is without peer in feats of modern human engineering. From a space rock, we crafted a complex and precise mechanism. We unlocked the ancient sequence of a lifeless hunk of iron-nickel alloy, formed it, and gave it breath with which to speak, showcasing an otherworldly creation to the world. Billions of years through time and space are perfected now into an ultimate achievement of American design, willpower, and can-do spirit.
That's like... Dude, in the Star Wars universe, that's the Emperor's pitch on the fucking Death Star.
Yeah. Set on accomplishing the impossible, Cabot Gun set out to do something truly different in the creation of the Big Bang pistol set. Small parts and accessories have been long made from exotic and uncommon materials, but never before has an entire modern weapon been crafted from such a coveted medium. Even that we couldn't settle for, so we built two. Matched left and right, serial numbers individualized to reflect the geographic earthly coordinates from where the Gibeon meter came to rest on our planet. The pistols are fully functional and resultant of their national match barrels. Jesus Christ. National match barrels, accurate, verified both on the... I know, there's no way I fucked that up. The pistols are fully functional and resultant of their national match barrels, accurate, verified both on the rest and in offhand shooting, leaving nothing to chance in terms of functionality. Our engineers used electron beam technology to meticulously add bimetal support only to the frame slide rails, hammer, guide rod, and extractor of the Big Bang set. And the pistol's components, down to the barrel, bushing, and trigger, are 100% Gibeon meteorite.
I mean, that's fucking badass.
Do you want to know how much they cost?
Probably not.
Guess how much they cost.
I'm going to guess... So these are one of a kind?
Yes.
A single set?
100% one of a kind. It's a set, 100% Gibeon meteorite. Never before has such precision been applied to making of a meteorite weapon. Kings, pharaohs, and conquerors have historically carried, both for ceremonial and practical purposes, weapons of unmatched construction and aesthetic appeal. So now, may a modern sovereign carry at their sides and in their hands a weapon with no earthly equal. The Cabot's Guns Big Bang pistol set, available now and never to be made again. How much do you think it cost?
A wild guess here. Let's just say $10K a pop.
They are going to be auctioned off starting at $4.5 million.
Of course.
Yep. Look at that.
$4.5 million.
$4.5 million. Auction date to be announced.
Well, they'll sell for that.
Isn't that fucking absurd?
That's killer.
Made entirely really of a meteorite.
That's so cool, though.
Look how fucking cool they look.
Oh, man, they look mean.
And so we were talking about it at work. And as cool as that is,
it's ridiculous, but it's cool.
So many other things I could do with $4.5 million that I would. This is not where I would start.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I could make a gun that's totally individualized for myself for way less than $4.5 million. And I would do that. You know what I'm saying? I can make a gun covered in diamonds for less than $4.5 million.
You definitely can.
And that's, yeah. Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
But yeah, dude, check those things out. What's the website? Cabotguns.com?
Cabotguns.com, yeah.
They're super just cool looking.
Yeah, and so it's a pair of 1911, so you know they're fucking beasts. But like, if I wouldn't even want to shoot them.
Yeah, that's.
I know, like, I don't even want to shoot them because what if something does happen?
Yeah,
you know, like I don't. That doesn't seem worth it to me.
I don't know.
Yeah,
no. I mean, those are just really expensive collector's items.
I don't mean worth it to buy them. I mean worth it to risk shooting them once you've purchased them. You know? Like once you have them, do you actually shoot them? Or do you just let them sit in a box and you like show them off to people and you fuck around with them?
Yeah, people just gonna throw that shit in a glass case.
Like how you can't really shoot that, you know?
Well, I don't know. It depends on what kind of metal that is.
You can. They're fully functional. It says you can, but I mean like morally, personally, like can you? You know?
No.
Like certainly you have the ability.
It's too nice to use.
They are made to be fired.
You could pull those out when the zombie apocalypse hits. And you'll be the most badass motherfucker around, roll around with Meteorite hand cannons.
That's when I would use those.
Yep.
Is only during the zombie apocalypse, in which case if they break, I'm like, that's cool, I'm gonna go find another one.
And you'd roam from town to town, clearing the zombie presence out, fucking and people would call you the spaceman.
The spaceman. Meteorites in hand.
Spaceman come. Everyone gonna die. The next season of Walking Dead. Does anybody even watch that show anymore, by the way? That's still out?
They can. It's still they are still making it. But
why?
I can't believe that's really
still going.
You know,
it
I can't
seems so weird.
Actually really watching it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, because like
everybody died off.
Yeah, and that's at that point, you know, like I said, it's like with Grey's Anatomy last week, like after Asian Doctor is gone, there's no fucking point, you know?
Yeah.
After certain people are gone, who gives a shit, right? Excuse me. So, I don't remember why I wrote this down. But for some reason we were talking about people of color last week at work, right? Like just the idea of like people of color and the term, I think people of color, not like, isn't it so weird that people are different colors? Like not that, but like the term people of color. And so I posed the question to Casey that I now want to pose to you. What do you think would happen because we've talked before, I'm a quarter Mexican, right? So what do you think would happen if I started posting pictures of myself, hashtagging like POC and like calling myself like a person of color? Do you think that would register a problem for me on social media?
Yes.
And I would become like a Rachel Dolezal type
I was just going to say, why do I have Rachel Dolezal come to mind here? No, I don't think you can get away with that. It gets weird because there's, you know, it's so fucking subjective, this whole identity politics bullshit.
Because
it's like, you don't look like a person of color, so you just cannot be. And that's the argument that a lot of us have against identity politics, is it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside.
Yeah.
What it matters is the combination of life experience and so on and so forth that make up your thought processes today to give the opinions that you carry today. That's what's important. Not some what's the word I'm looking for? Some random trait about yourself that
it's totally unchangeable.
Yeah. Fuck, there's a word for that, and I'm losing it all of a sudden. But yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
No, I don't. First of all, do yourself a favor and don't do that, because that's just trouble right there.
Second of all, do you a favor and don't do it, because it'll cause us problems on the show.
Actually, at this point, controversy would probably be a good thing. Go ahead, let her fly, bro.
Be good for us. And I thought it was because, like, I don't identify myself that way. Like, I don't like call myself a person of color, but I certainly don't call myself white. You know, I mean, I do, but not like when I fill out a form, I definitely mark, you know, Hispanic, because I am Hispanic. Like, I get to check that box, but I also am generally put into the category of white. Because the color of your skin.
Because
that's how I look.
When I was in
Even though I'm a little bit tan.
You do tan up very nice.
Bit, yeah.
You know, you do have a very good complexion when you're out in the sun. I think, I don't remember if it was off-cast or on-cast last week, but you're talking about how, like, you go outside and pull your shirt off and just not get burnt all day.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, if Jordan walks outside or just normal people, go outside and actually have to put sunblock on and shit.
It's nice.
You know. Hey.
It's nice.
No, I don't want to go there.
No.
Actually, to be honest, I totally forgot what I was going to say.
That's all right. It happens.
Oh, actually, my time's up, so I guess I'm done. So there was one thing that did happen this week, too, that kind of got my attention, and I don't remember where I heard it from or where it came from at all. Mm-hmm. But has to do with that Project Veritas shit that came out this week and the Google stuff, which I don't think we're probably really going to get into this week.
No, not
debates
this week,
take
probably.
Precedent. But it's just in that world of big tech, we have this new commodity called data, right? And I think this was on a Ben Shapiro show ad read, to be perfectly honest, but it got me thinking. With the oncoming of social media and what it has become, they tapped into a previously unknown commodity, which is your personal data.
Yes.
Your data, right? And the problem is as a society, we didn't know that our data was a commodity. And now that we've discovered that it is, we have signed away our rights to that commodity.
By not paying attention to service agreements when we sign up for shit.
But nevertheless, what are your thoughts on the concept of data as a commodity that you should get paid for if somebody's going to sell your information to someone else?
I certainly don't hate the idea of it, because when you get stopped on the street or in the mall to take a survey, generally they'll give you fucking $10,
Literally never had that happen to me one time.
There used to be a storefront in the mall that was called fucking something information collection, and you could go there and sign up to do surveys.
That's
and
cool.
They would just call you, and you would like try products and do. It would either be like my mom they gave her a block of cheese once, like a new brand of cheese that this whatever company was trying, and it was in like a nondescript package when she got it,
Interesting.
And they were like, just try it a bunch of different ways. Put it on a sandwich, fucking, melt it, do different shit with it, and then after a week, come back and fill out a survey on how to do it.
It's that new government cheese.
I did one on lemonade once.
Ooh.
Like I went and tried like 4 or 5 different kinds of lemonade, and like you ate a cracker in between, and like talked about which one.
What time period was this when you were like growing up?
I was in junior high, so 13, 14. So I was like 2008, 2009, 2007. So yeah, and it was probably there a couple years before that, but. Yeah. I know that it existed at that time because I went there and I took part in it.
Yeah.
So I don't hate the idea of that because that's generally how that works.
Yeah.
Or you just, agree to a random survey on the street because you're like, yeah, fuck it, I got 10 minutes, But
yeah, I think that
certainly if you're going to profit to the tune of millions or billions of dollars off of my personal information, you At least give me like some free ads on Facebook,
Something.
Give me something.
Give me something.
Like, give me a couple of free boosts or something.
Oh, the boosts. Yeah, we got to do that again this week, don't we?
Yeah.
Well,
why is there a new bill coming?
No, this was for like an ad read that Shapiro did, I think, on the show. And it's a company that says, hey, all these other companies are selling your data without you knowing. Why don't you sign up with us? You give us access to your data. We sell it, and we give you a portion of what we make off of it.
Really?
And I'm going, good idea, but I'm not fucking signing up for that.
For someone to sell your information.
No, man. My DNA is already out there in the world thanks to the DNA test.
Oh.
So I don't want any more. They have all my data. Yeah. Everything that genetically makes me who I am, they already have on file, which is kind of a scary thought.
Because a couple weeks ago, there was an episode of The Daily where they were talking about, like, the genetic fucking database or whatever online of people's things from the different ancestry websites.
I don't think I heard that one.
Have you? Oh yeah. It was like
I was like, let me check my phone.
It's like a series about how they caught the Golden State Killer and like a couple other. And so they were talking about, but was in larger terms about the way that this database was being used. And I will almost wanted to go on there and put my shit in there just to be like, what's up? Like, is there anyone else,
Well, yeah, because there is kind of a cool thing that goes along with that, because the more data they acquire, they make new connections all the time, and they update your profile on Ancestry all the fucking time.
Right.
And it gets more and more refined as time goes on. I was kind of not real thrilled with the outcome, I guess, of what I sent in, because it was just really generic. Right. It wasn't really specified. But I noticed recently, I went back on and checked, and some of those areas, especially in the Western Europe areas, that was just essentially a big fucking bubble that spread all the way to the UK and stuff. A lot of that has shrunk down even more.
Really?
So it's getting tinier and tinier, and I'm like, ooh, now it's getting pretty cool.
That's what's up. I haven't looked back at mine in a really long time. I wonder if it's changed at all.
Yeah, you got to check it out.
Yeah, because all the different companies do it differently too. Like 23andMe will talk about fucking like different genetic indicators you have, and stuff like that. So,
which I don't really want that. That's kind of terrifying to me.
Yeah, that's shit for people who's going to freak themselves out.
Yeah, I don't want that.
No. But that's pretty much everything I have for the pre-show.
Yeah.
If you're ready, we can hit our social medias, because we didn't do that when we first started. But I want to thank everybody for joining us here on our Facebook, obviously at Salt of the Streets. We have our own personal social medias. I am at Salt of the Street on Twitter and Alpaca_Donovan on Instagram, and he is at Big Bird Offie on both of those things. All of our videos go onto our YouTube at Salt of the Streets. Like, rate, review us, obviously, hit the bell, subscribe, notify, all that stuff.
Tell all your friends.
Yeah, let everyone know that we're doing this so that, we can get paid and quit our jobs and do this instead for a living, because that's
full time.
That's what we want to do.
Every day.
Yeah. So help us do that. Thank you again for joining us. This is going to be a great show this week. Everyone have a good weekend. Thank you. Peace out.